Hello and welcome to day 10 of my 12 days of DIY Christmas, where today we're starting out painting one of these boards from the Dollar Tree, just the backside of any random Dollar Tree sign that's kind of in a rectangular shape would work, and maybe even a little bit better than what I ended up with, and a couple boxes from the Dollar Tree that I am going ahead and painting inside and out, along with these two gift boxes that I had left over from days gone by, and everything's getting hit with the Waverly chalk paint and the ballet slipper. And then this is one of those open-backed signs that they had at the Dollar Tree that's made out of the MDF board that's really durable. So I went ahead and broke it down to just be able to use this piece of it and gave that a coat of paint as well. I went ahead and painted the insides of these boxes, although it really wasn't necessary, but when I got started with this, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, so I just covered everything to be safe. This is a couple of those arrow signs that you can find at the Dollar Tree. They're just the blank wood, and I covered them with some tissue paper in the past and didn't like how it looks, so we're just using those painted over them. I'm attaching these paper towel holders to the board, but I end up scratching that idea, so you can disregard all of that. Now I'm just figuring out the placement of where I want to put these boxes and these arrows, seeing what's going to fit the best and look the nicest. I'm giving these arrows a really heavy coat of pink and gold glitter. Then I go through with a really heavy coat of hairspray, seal it all down. Then I'm attaching that board that I had painted to the arrows with some hot glue just as a temporary hold so I could get all my placement figured out. And then I take one of those mug racks from the Dollar Tree and attach it to that board. And then we're going to attach everything to the arrows. The screws sticking out on the back, I covered them really heavily with hot glue so that if anybody bumped them, they wouldn't get cut. And then covered the tops of the screws with rhinestones. And then I attach it to those boxes there in the back. And I do the same thing with these screws. I heavily coat them with the hot glue on the inside so it doesn't scratch anybody. And then I'm going to cover this section. Everything that's exposed here on the arrows and that board is all going to get covered in glitter. And then that really hides those screws popping out there because it's a really big chunky glitter, so you don't really notice them once it's all said and done. And more hairspray. And then I tried something new and went ahead and put the hairspray right onto this metal piece to see if I could get it to stick as a before glue and not just a sealer. And it came out so nice. And I didn't have to worry about any overspray of glue to make the words look a little off or anything. It turned out perfect. And more hairspray to seal it down. And then the Mod Podge and glitter on everything that you can see that is light pink. The two deeper boxes, the little gift boxes, are going to get a little bit of a riser put in them, so this was definitely not necessary to do all this extra painting. I was just concerned about if the boxes ran out that you'd be able to see inside of them, but I didn't know I was going to be putting a little platform in there. And then we're just going to attach that Jingle All the Way sign there on the back of those arrows. And this ended up being the perfect little decorative piece for the back of this. And then I found these little candy canes at the Dollar Tree and attached them there on the front. And this originally was going to be like a wagon, and the paper towel holders were just too wide for the surface that I was putting it on. And then I thought, duh, it's Christmas, it should be a sleigh anyway. So I unwrapped some candy canes and glued 3 of them together and attached them on each side. I am using real candy canes for this project, but they're going to be temporary. They peel off of this project really easily, although oddly enough they're really stuck on there, but they peel off really easily. I hope that makes as much sense as it sounds. But I couldn't find any of the little plastic candies just yet, and that's what I will end up replacing them with. And I will do the same exact thing with gluing 3 of the candy canes together when I find the plastic ones. And same with the peppermint pieces. I will swap those out as well. I'm also just attaching some little presents and some little trees that I found from the Dollar Tree. And then I'm taking and making 3 circles on this cardboard, but I end up only needing 2 of them. And then I'll be gluing those 2 on top of one another. And then I go around the outer edge of the cardboard on one half of it just to fill in that gap, and then I put Mod Podge on it and then dip that in glitter just so that you don't see that ugly edge of the cardboard. And the top half of it's going to get covered up a different way, so I didn't bother to mess with all of that. And then I put these little stickers on there that I had got also at designbundles.net. I think in that same exact bundle, all these little signs were in the same package for $1. It was so great. And then I'm just taking this chunky yarn and going all the way around the outer edge of these arrows and hanging bracket there. And this really does finish off the whole thing and really completes it. Add a little bit of extra in between those open holes of the palette so it doesn't look so much like a palette. And a little bit around the top of the 2 boxes. Kind of look like chimneys. And then I just put some on the other one just to keep it the symmetry. And then I didn't like how that back had the different levels to the sign, so I had just went ahead and filled it up the gaps with the chunky yarn and kind of made it a little bit more straight along the back edge, and put some more of those Dollar Tree Christmas trees down, some little presents, a couple extra stickers, give it some extra decoration here. And then I printed these little lights out on sticker paper and cut it with the vinyl, and are they not the cutest little things? When I printed them, I really didn't know what I was doing with them. I just know I thought I was going to add them on a frame or something, and then I seen the tree. I was like, that is so perfect. They actually stick really well. There's a couple pieces that didn't want to lay down on there, and I just put a little dot of hot glue on it. And then I'm just taking some flower foam and building some risers. It's the only foam I had, so that's what we're using. And then covering it up with a piece of that pink baby blanket from the Dollar Tree. And then the second one, it fit in that box so perfectly that I knew I would just tear it all apart trying to get it out. So I just put the blanket on it and tucked in around the edges with a little tool. And then hit it with a couple dots of hot glue just to keep it all into place. Then I decided to add a few more of those peppermint candies around the outside. And then now I'm just playing around with what do I want to fill these little boxes with, because this is long before Christmas. So I was just putting in some non-perishable items, and when it gets closer, I have some little vintage sugar and creamer dishes that will hold marshmallows and things like that, but right now they're just holding other candies as well. A little bit more of the chunky yarn to fill in some of that on the front because I wanted it to be straight and even across the front also, and make it feel a little bit more Christmassy and a little bit more finished. And here I'm just hitting those few of those lights with the glue. And now I'm just going around and adding on more of those peppermints, and gonna add a few more little pieces other places and just kind of finish decorating it up. And here is the final look with everything all set up. That little tree, I am just gaga for it. You'll have to let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is it cute, or are we like gaudy at this point? I can't decide. I am in love with it, but I have a style that's not for everybody. I found these tiny little espresso mugs on Amazon. I really didn't know I was ordering espresso mugs, but I'm thankful that they are, because they are the perfect little addition to this little Santa sleigh. I hope you had as much fun watching this video as I did creating it, and I can't wait for you to return for day 11 of my 12 days of DIY Christmas.